One of the things that I find way too often among people that come to see me complaining of chronic back pain is that these folks are spending time, effort, and energy actively doing things that are making their problem worse. Now, of course, they're not doing this on purpose. It comes from an incomplete understanding of their condition. And so what I want to do in this video is go over some of the most common stretches and exercises that can unknowingly exacerbate and prolong your back pain. We're living in a time where a huge amount of our lives are being spent in flexion-based positions like the one I'm in now. These are positions where you're seated, your head is out in front of you, usually angled downward, your arms are out in front of you, hands are usually in a closed or a grasping position, your upper and lower back are rounded, your hips are flexed and your knees are bent. It's like moving back into a fetal position. Now, this position opens the door for back pain. It radically increases pressure in your spinal discs and it weakens the muscles that are responsible for stabilizing and supporting your spine. This is critically important to understand because once you know this, you can make way better choices when it comes to the stretches and the exercises that you use to overcome the problems that are created by being in this position. Let's go through some of those movements right now. For starters, you should absolutely avoid anything where you're bending forward to touch your toes. These include things like the standing toe touch, the old classic, the seated toe touch, which is a modified version of the same movement that people are often given, and then things like a figure 4 stretch where you cross the leg and reach down and in between. A lot of people get sucked into these movements because they feel good in the short term. They will stretch out tight muscles. The problem is that your body made those muscles tight on purpose. It increased tension there to try and stabilize a chronically unstable structure. So the last thing in the world you want to be doing is spending time and effort to further destabilize an already unstable structure. First order of business if you suffer with chronic back pain is cut out forward bending stretches. On the exercise side of the equation, things that you want to watch out for are classic abdominal strengthening movements like the sit-up or the crunch, where you're flat on your back and you're moving into flexion and pushing those discs backwards on every repetition. Things like leg lifts or flutter kicks, all of which can serve to destabilize an unstable lower back. Now that you know which types of movements to avoid, and more importantly, why you're avoiding them, I want to give you a simple taping strategy that you can use to decrease pain and increase stability in your lower back immediately. And the only things that you're going to need for this tape job are a trusty roll of rock tape, a pair of scissors, and grab yourself a partner as well because this spot is a little hard to get to and difficult to tape yourself. But once you've got those things, come with me and let me show you how to tape your back for stability. For rock taping the lower back, you just need to make sure that your skin is clean, dry, and free of lotions, creams, and moisturizers. Once you've taken care of that, just take a seat on a chair that's open-backed or sideways on a chair and lean forward, giving the person who's going to be taping you easy access to your back. So to tape a lower back to increase stability requires 3 pieces of tape. To measure your strips, what you're going to do is come to the hip bones and slide inward until you find the 2 bony bumps here at the base of the pelvis. Now, for simplicity, I've outlined those here in blue. You're then going to measure from the bony bump upward until the spine really starts protruding out of the back there. Go ahead and round your back, please. And you can see the vertebrae start to pop out right about there. That's the end of the lumbar spine, where the thoracic spine starts. You can also tell from where the rib cage comes up. So you're going to measure from the bony bump to where the rib cage starts at the end of the lumbar spine. You're going to cut there, and you'll do the same thing on the opposite side. You're going to take a strip that's the same length as the one that you cut there for your cross strip. Now for our example here, this particular person is having pain right at where the red X is. So the first thing that we want to do is take pressure off the pain site. To do that, you're going to take your first strip of rock tape and you're going to tear it directly down the middle like that. You're then going to peel away from the center and pull the backing away until you get to the point where you have 2 inches of backing and the rest is open. You're going to separate that middle section, 20 to 30% stretch. Go ahead and lean forward around your back. Good. Elbows are supported on the knees, you can see, so she's in a safe position. And you're going to lay that tape down right over the pain spot with the 20 to 30% stretch applied. You're then going to take the end and peel that away and lay that down with no stretch. Use the backing to set it and then rub to activate the adhesive. Other side, pin it down so that the stretch stays there, peel that away and lay that down with no stretch applied. So pulling directly across the middle, outward, stretch 20 to 30%, lay the ends down with no stretch. For your vertical strips, you're going to have the person who's getting tape around their back. You're going to tear 2 inches from the end, peel that away, lay that down right over your bony bump with no stretch applied. That's your anchor. Use the backing, activate your adhesive, get a nice good stick there. Then peel the remaining backing away, and you're going to be drawing upward here in the direction of these arrows, applying 20 to 30% stretch as you come up the whole way. I use my thumb to stretch that. Then you're going to lay that down at the top. Use your backing to activate the adhesive. Notice that the person who's getting tape has her back rounded the whole time. You need this tape to go down with the body in an elongated or slightly stretched position. Take your final piece of tape, tear 2 inches from the end, peel that away, lay that down over the other bony bump, activate your adhesive, get the rest of the backing off there. Now, again, we're drawing upward in the direction of this arrow, 20 to 30% stretch, person's leaning forward, rounding the back, supported on the elbows, and that goes down with 20 to 30% stretch applied. Rub to activate your adhesive. And that is stability taping for the lumbar spine. If you need to pick up a roll of rock tape, I'll put a link for that in the description down below. And if you're interested in learning a fantastic exercise that can help you to turn on your body's intrinsic spinal stabilizers, check out the video that I'm linking in the upper right-hand corner of your screen now. Beyond that, I just want to thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button before you head out of here, and I'll see you next time.